if I let it go, I can't replace it.
So the plugin I'm using for this is called Harmony Engine. You can see it right here. It's by Antares. A lot of people know this company by Auto-Tune. So the Auto-Tune company. This is a great plugin to get that rich vocoder sound. They use it for building harmonies. I found out if you use it in a MIDI context, you can achieve that rich vocoder, deep Boni Ver sound. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is that you're going to want a clean vocal. This is what I'm working with right here in the form of a clean vocal.
Couch because the bed don't sleep the same. In before the clouds, I see it's raining.
So like I said, it's nice and clean. Nothing in between, no kind of background noise is going on. The reason why I say that is because vocoders pick up on every single piece of sound that's coming through. So even in between here, I deleted all the noise and any type of hiss or anything that might trigger that vocoder to make a sound, I get rid of it. So it's nice and clean. It's only making sounds off of the noise that I want it to make sounds off of. So clean vocal is essential. Then you're going to need a MIDI track, and then you're going to need an audio signal track of the vocal that feeds directly into the plugin. So let's talk routing. Routing is only going to be between these two tracks, vocoder MIDI and your vocoder audio signal, not your lead vocal. So let's just focus on these two, your MIDI track and your audio signal track. So here we go. On your audio signal track, you're going to want your original audio from your vocal. Like you see right here is the exact same as my lead vocal up here. Make sure that that's copied down here. You're going to want to put your Harmony Engine on that track right here. We'll talk through parameters in just a second, but right now we're just doing routing. And on your MIDI track, you're going to want to make sure that it's routed out to Harmony Engine. So create your MIDI track, go to your output, MIDI out, Harmony Engine, channel 1. That's your routing. You're set up for success. Now let's talk about parameters within Harmony Engine. We're going to go section by section. It's a lot of knobs, but once you break it down to sections, it's super easy and it makes sense. So let's start with the most important part of the parameters. You have a save section. After you get done doing everything, save your settings as a preset so you don't have to do it again, or you can start from that, tweak it, and have something very, unique and different. But don't do this every single time, guys. Save a preset. As you can see right here, I have preset right there. Kelvin vocoder number 1. Boom. So this first section right here, humanize. Naturalize 0, pitch variation 39, variation of timing. This is a setting that I found out is like the best setting for what I was going for. And the reason why I say that is because you might want to have a little bit of different time variation in when notes kind of come in and come out. That's what time variation is. But I found like right in the middle is kind of the sweet spot. I didn't want it to be too on the nose, and I didn't want to be too loosey-goosey. Kind of like in the middle to kind of have a little bit of variations in tempo when it like attacks that first note. Right here, pitch variation. The variations of pitch, like little minor synths. Synths. Glide 28. Freeze pitch, that's off. Right here, you're going to want to make sure that you have this on MIDI Omni. Right here. Boom. Because that's coming from there. If you have more than one, MIDI stuff going, you can also always do MIDI channels. But MIDI Omni is the best thing suited for this thing right here. So this makes sure that Harmony Engine is hearing the MIDI coming from your MIDI track. Velocity sensitivity 11. Let's go to input. Input is the signal that's coming in. So it is this audio signal track. You're going to want that down all the way to 0 because remember, we have a lead vocal at the top already. We want to hear that lead vocal. We don't want to hear that dry lead vocal that's coming into it. So turn that off all the way to 0, gain 0. The first one, you're going to want to have it panned a little bit to the left. If you have everything up the center, it's not going to give you that wide, rich sound. So you want to pretend like it's a background choir. Everybody's kind of in a little space. So a little bit to the left. Vibrato, a little bit high, 6.2. Offset delay, 20. Everything else, 0. Throat length, right here. Have that set to about 112, 1.10. Somewhere around there is the sweet spot. That throat length is going to make it either deeper or make it higher. So mess with that throat length a little bit. Number 2, same thing. A little bit to the right. Vibrato a little bit. Turn that a little bit down to 5.8. Offset delay, 30. Like I said, a little bit of variation. Not too big, not too drastic, but just enough so like you can feel it, but you don't really hear it. This one's panned all the way to the left. We're on this one right here, number 3. All the way to the left, 100%. 5.4. Offset, 40. And this one, number 4, all the way to the right. 5. Offset, 50. Throat length, a little bit deeper. 1.18. And like if you're a lady, you probably want to mess with these throat lengths a little bit, because this is a guy vocal and he has a very rich tenor vocal. Kelvin does, and so I wanted that to kind of match that, be in the same field, the same realm as it. So if you're a lady, probably want to mess with 1 or 90 or something like that. But it's very minute, so don't go drastic with it, because then you might get some squirrely sounding harmonies, and you'll be like, nah, it's not what I want. Tenor input, like I say, he's a tenor. If you're a lady, you want to put soprano. That's good. If you're a lady, put soprano, medium, model global, denoise. Put denoise on there, but also I'm going to show you guys on the audio the same thing. Clean up all that noise that's in between, so nothing triggers Harmony Engine to make a noise. You just want it to make a sound whenever that vocal is singing or saying something. Then here at the bottom, the last part is choir. I have that off because we're not using choir at all. So none of that. And these things over here, we're not using that because we're in MIDI mode. We're not doing preset chords. This is how it sounds with the vocoder just by itself. I'm going to do this so you can see the MIDI as well. Here we go.
Before the cloud, I see it's raining.
You can see it's popping off the different channels.
They get a little heavy, they can drain it.
And when you listen to it back, say for instance, if you're like, man, let me just solo up one of these just to see how it sounds, you can press solo.
Before the cloud, I see it.
You see, you can solo it up. So the next one.
Before the cloud, I see it's raining.
The reason why you want to do that in certain cases is, say for instance, you have something weird happening, something just popping off. You're like, man, what the heck is going on? Go individually into these things and dial it in. Oh man, this one sounds kind of weird.
A little heavy, they can drain.
And you can mess with it.
Get a little heavy, they can drain.
You can dial it in, move it around. You can be really hands-on with it. So it's a really great tool to get the perfect sound that you want. Even if you're like, I want the Boni Ver sound, but like a little variation of it, or like not completely what he's doing, but like I want my own twist on it. Right here, bruh. You got that thing. So now let's get into the next part, which I think is one of the most important parts, is note choices. One thing that makes Boni Ver, Imogene Heap, a lot of people that use vocoders in their music, is not just the sound, but also the chord structure of it. The chord structure is very choral music, but not choral music in the sense of like historical symphonic music. Is more like church, SATB type music. So you're going to want to think of each note as a person singing. You're going to want to have movements in between those chords, in between those words, to give it that movement and that denseness in the chordal structure that will make your ears perk up and be like, ooh, that sounds so good and so rich. So chord structure is a huge part of it. So as you can see in this part right here, I'm gonna play with the lead vocal. It moves with his vocal, but also the harmony moves and kind of gets more dense. It starts off spread, then it comes in.
In before the clouds, I see it's raining. They get a little heavy, they can drain it.
That movement right there in the low end.
But if I let it go, I can't replace it.
So you see in the MIDI right here, you're moving down, and that only comes with playing around with it. Record your vocal, have it in there so you don't have to sing and do it at the same time, but you can just play it at the piano on your MIDI roll, or if you don't have a MIDI roll, you can just literally get in there, click in the different notes. But you really want to hone in on when those notes come in. Let's listen to this last part again.
But if I let it go, I can't replace it.
Yeah, so that's the basics of having a good, rich vocoder sound. Like I said, you want to clean up that signal. You also want to make sure that your presets and your settings are right and correct. Play around with them. Make sure that it matches the timbre of the lead singer. And you're also going to want to definitely hone in on those chord choices, those voicings, to make sure that it's giving you the sound, either open or the dissonance that you want. Man, after that, bro, you're set up for success. So check out Harmony Engine. It's in the description. At the time of this video, there's an early bird sale going on. So test it out, try it out. And when you click on the link, it does support this channel and what I do. And if you like this video, do me a favor, like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know of some songs that you have done. I'd like to listen to them as well. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.